DBrand's new Killswitch 2 for the Nintendo Switch 2 up next. So after a somewhat lengthy wait after pre-ordering this from DBrand, I finally have it in hand and I'm ready to try it on my Nintendo Switch 2. Now, in between the time that I've pre-ordered and actually received it in hand, a few other users have received it and tried it on their Nintendo Switch 2, and there are some issues. So I'm looking forward to unboxing this and seeing if I experience those same issues. So let's jump right into it and start with the unboxing. So let's go ahead and open this up. And here is the box for the Killswitch 2. Nice packaging. DBrand usually has pretty good packaging for their accessories. You also get a skin. I got the skin that kind of matches the original Switch. I kind of like that color combination. So that's included. And take a look at the packaging. You can kind of see I don't know if the camera can capture that, but you kind of do see, not really a schematic, but an outline of the Switch and the dock. Side, same kind of artwork. Looks like maybe some spot varnish on there. Always a cool look. And on the side, it's made in Canada. Let's go ahead and open this up. And it slides open like that. Looks like I got it upside down. So there it is. On the side it says dbrand.com how, and don't screw this up. Well, let's hope DBrand didn't screw this up. So right here we have the dock adapter, and since the Switch won't fit in the dock with the Killswitch on, they provided this dock adapter. And you can move the USB forward or back, and we'll see how this works. Some people have had issues with this dock adapter, so we'll see again if I experience those same issues. And here is the Killswitch itself. And I got the travel bundle, so it also includes this cover and a place to hold your game cards. And we have the thumbstick grips and spare adhesive. And this will need to be installed with adhesive, and this is the kickstand cover. And there is the Killswitch 2. And so when I first picked this up, the first thing I noticed was the texture on here. This is not a smooth or even kind of rubbery texture. It just feels to me like the carton that eggs come in. If you know what that feels like, it's kind of a rough texture, but it still does feel good in the hand. So this is the cover, the travel cover, and this is supposed to be a flexible bungee cord, so you can remove this. Something else fell off. It looks like the Joycon cover fell off. Is that a harbinger of things to come? We'll see. So let's go ahead and put this on the Switch 2. And I have my Switch 2 right here. And if you notice, on my Switch 2, I have the Spigen Nano case that I got when I bought this initially, and it's been on this Switch 2 for about a month, and it's worked pretty well. And I gotta say, one of the issues with the Killswitch is that you can't hold it with one Joy-Con because of the leverage created between the tight gap, or no gap, non-existent gap, between the grip cover and the main cover itself. Spigen doesn't have that issue. I can hold this with one hand. No problems, no issue. So this has been a good cover for me, and it's protected my Nintendo Switch 2 from scratches. The one thing about this Spigen is it does use adhesive, and I know some people had concerns about adhesive in my comments. Let's see if it's an issue. So let's go ahead and take this off. Comes right off. Now I'll remove the main case. And the Joy-Cons. Okay, old old Spigen Nano case removed, and the Switch 2 looks just as good as when I first bought it. So let's go ahead and add the main body on here. So this Killswitch also has some adhesive, it seems, here on the top, or on the bottom, sorry. You can see the pull tabs here. You're supposed to be able to use it with or without. I'm not going to remove these and see how it works without the adhesive. So let me go in from the top first. And yeah, I don't think I need adhesive. It is a little flimsy here without it, but I don't know if I'll be too bothered with that. We'll see how that goes. But it does feel like a nice sturdy case, whereas the Spigen was more of a thin case. This one is definitely a more thicker, more robust case. Let's go ahead and put the kickstand on, or the kickstand cover. And this has adhesive all the way around, and this is the only way really to install this. Just go ahead and line up this notch here. You can see that with the notch on the Killswitch cover. Take a look before you just press everything down, and that looks like it's installed. So now, kickstand has the Killswitch cover installed on it. Now for the Joycons, which have been the issue with some users. And the texture on the main case is different. It's a little bit more that kind of plastic texture we're kind of used to. Really light, smooth, and the Joycon texture is definitely different. If you can see, if my camera can capture that, you can kind of see the textures on there and why the feel is different. So let's get this on the right Joycon. And there is adhesive included here, and they say you can use it if you want to. I'm not going to use it. See how well it holds up without the adhesive. So Joycons just pretty much snap into place, and you want to make sure it wraps the Joycon itself so that it doesn't fall off. But evidently that could be an issue. So there's one Joycon and the left Joycon. Do like the feel of these grips. And there is the Killswitch 2 on my Nintendo Switch 2. And overall, just as a case, it feels really nice and substantial. It feels really robust. I do like the feel of the grips on there, on the Joycons. And I think overall, I would say it is a pretty well-made case. Now, one of the issues was the Joycons detaching when they're level like this, and you just try to pick it up. So, did it on camera. Just tried to pick it up. You saw how easily it detached. Let's try the left side. Left side seems to be holding a little bit better. No issue there. Right side, can't even pick it up. So, let's do that again. Pick it up. Yeah. The Joycon will detach. So, DBrand's initial response really wasn't a great one. They kind of pulled the Apple Steve Jobs iPhone 4 reaction with "you're holding it wrong," which is not a good look. Never a good look. They should have learned from Apple's mistake back when the iPhone 4 was released and that whole antenna gate happened. For those of you who may not remember, the iPhone 4 had visible antenna lines on its stainless steel case, and when you held it, your fingers would hide the antenna lines and then you could lose signal. There was a whole kind of press conference, and Steve Jobs pretty much told people, hey, you're holding the phone wrong, and that's how most people hold their phones. But Apple later on did fix it, and they gave everyone free bumpers, bumper cases, and you know, now it's in the lore of tech history. DBrand kind of pulled the same thing, telling users that, well, you don't really hold it that way. And when I first saw the issues, I was like, well, I often do just pick up my Nintendo Switch with the Joycon. I might have done it when I had the DBrand case, or the Spigen case on it, but I do pick up my Switch, original Switch, and my Switch 2 like that. I don't want to keep doing that because I did hear that crash. But that's an issue. And you can't tell consumers that they're holding something wrong, because oftentimes most consumers hold it that way, or pick it up that way. So I do have the issue on this Killswitch case. You know, and that's really kind of unfortunate, because this is otherwise a really good case. And if you happen to watch the Nintendo Welcome Tour, which I think manufacturers of cases should have, is it tells you there's an intentional gap there in between the Joycons and the main unit, is because it will create leverage. And as you can see, there is like zero gap in the seams. The seams are really tight, which otherwise would be good, but not for Nintendo Switch 2 that relies on magnets holding the Joy-Cons on there. So I'm not even, some people were saying, hey, maybe you're pressing the lever button just to show it. I'll hold it on the bottom. How's that? In case anyone's gonna accuse me of doing that. Nothing, just comes loose. It shouldn't do that. It shouldn't do that. Now the left one doesn't, which is kind of curious, is why does the left one do it? But the right one does. Like almost instantly. Like, what's the difference between the right and left Joy-Con that does that? So hopefully they do fix that, because that is an issue. That's not a good look. But I will say DBrand did have some time to think about it, seemingly overnight. Their second response was much better. They owned up to it, and they're saying that they will give everyone new Joy-Con covers soon. They said in July. It's already July, so we'll see. I might be mistaken on that, so don't hold me to that. But everyone who has a Killswitch 2 who has this issue will get new covers, because that's not good. So much better second response, but we'll see how long it takes, because this is not the first time I've had this issue with DBrand. If you look at way past in some of my videos, I did a look at their Ghost case version 1 for the iPhone 15 Pro Max at the time, and that thing scratched as I was reviewing it. So they said, we're going to retool, go back, and we'll send you a new case version of this case soon that doesn't scratch, will have coatings or whatever they did. It took like a year for them to get me the new case. So much so that when I got the new case, I just ordered one for the 16 Pro Max instead of 15 Pro Max, because it was already a year into the lifespan. But you know, that aside, we'll see how quickly they respond to fixing the Killswitch 2 for the Nintendo Switch 2. I hope it doesn't take a year, but we have to wait and see. Oh, one thing I did forget to install are the Nintendo Switch grip sticks, and this is another reason why I really wanted to get these, because I did like the way these looked, these little stick grips. And you just put those on here. I don't want to lift it. Put those covers over the sticks. Just like that. Make sure that's on there all the way. And then we'll do the blue one, or the left Joy-Con, sorry. Those are there. And I do like the feel of these. They feel really good. It's a kind of a bumpy texture, if you can see that. And they feel really nice in hand. Those covers installed, that really gives a nice added texture and thumb feel when you're using the grips. A lot more tactile, I think. I do like that. these back on along with this. And now let's take a look at the travel cover. In the travel cover, you can put games in here in this card. You just snap them in there. And I do have a game card in here. I think it's Cyberpunk. Let's go ahead and take that out. I'm not playing it, so it should be okay. So Cyberpunk goes into here. So it's like that. So that now you can see it through this travel cover. When you put it back in, just slot this in there and let it attach with the magnets. Those magnets are pretty strong. Put your Switch in there. Cover it up. Use the bungee cord to hold it on there. And now you have a travel cover. Now you can just stick this in your bag. I feel pretty confident that I could just throw this in a backpack without no other case or cover on here, and it would protect my Switch pretty well. You can kind of see the game card through this translucent gray cover. So that is a nice package, something that you can, again, throw in your luggage, throw in your bag, backpack, and your Switch is well protected and ready for when you want to use it. So I do like the travel cover. Glad I picked that up. This is, again, the travel package that I got. I'm going to remove that. Set that aside. And let's take a look at this dock. So the dock has been another kind of bone of contention. There's been issues with this dock. I have my dock here. Since you cannot use, or since the Killswitch 2 won't fit into and work with the Nintendo dock by itself, you do need this dock adapter, and they include this with every package of the Killswitch 2 that you pick up. And it goes in like that. And this is supposed to be kind of finicky from people who say, so what you have to do is there's a dot there, there's a slash there, you're supposed to align those and place it in the dock. Being mindful of where the USB is, and as you can see, mine is charging. So there is connectivity, which people have had an issue with. The other issue they had is removing it from the dock. So I often pick my Switch up like this from the dock. First version, second version, I still do it. And supposedly if you do it, it takes the dock adapter with it. Yeah. So it does do that. That is an issue, I think. But you know, if you're mindful of that, you know that happens, you can put your finger there or hold it down and then pick it up. Then you can pick it up. But if you place it back, even if you pick it up with two hands, it'll take the whole thing with it. Kind of finicky. That would actually be a pain in the ass over the long run, I think. But as of yet, I don't think there is a fix for that. DBrand will send out a replacement if you do have connectivity issues. So it seems to be charging, so I hope that's saying that it will also connect to my TV okay. People have seen that to be an issue. So overall, I'd say this was a great concept. Killswitch 2 looks like it offers great protection. For the most part, it's well made. Execution, I think, might have fallen short on DBrand's part. The detaching Joycon is unforgivable, so I hope they come out with that fix soon and send it out to users as quickly as they possibly can. The dock adapter is going to be a pain in the ass. I don't know if I can. I'll see how much patience I have using it. You know, if I keep this Killswitch 2 on here, of course I'm going to have to use it. But that could also be in question. Hopefully DBrand again fixes these issues that I'm having and obviously other users are having. So since the filming of this review, and as of a couple of days ago, DBrand announced on Reddit that they currently have a fix. And if we look at the video they posted in their Reddit post, you can see that the Joycon will not detach if you hold it with one hand. And that works for both sides. I didn't really have an issue with the left Joycon, but this is definitely, again, a welcome fix. Additionally, if you've also had issues with the dock adapter like I have, you can see they posted 2 videos here. One on top which shows the current behavior of the dock adapter coming off when you pick up your kill switch, and the new behavior with the fix. As you can see now, you can pick it up with one hand and it won't take the dock adapter with it. And those are 2 very welcome fixes. Also, if you already have your kill switch with a dock adapter, or your pre-order is currently in transit, you should be receiving an email early next week with details on how to redeem and the shipment timing for these. And if you have not yet had your pre-order ship, you should either expect a email when it's telling you how you can get these, or the shipment will include all the correct fixes already in it. So good on DBrand for fixing these issues. I know they got a lot of flack for it on Reddit and social media, so it is really great that they're fixing this and they're providing these for the users without an additional cost, and pretty quickly. Hopefully, we'll see how long it takes for them to actually ship it and for it to land in our hands. I will actually leave a comment on this video and I'll pin it to the top once I receive mine, and just to report back and let you guys know if it actually did fix my issues. And hopefully we get these in a timely manner. Let me know in the comments below if you've had issues like I had with my kill switch 2. Are these issues enough to keep you from purchasing or picking up DBrand kill switch 2, or do you think they're kind of minor things that, hey, I can live with it? You know, let me know. I'd like to know what your thoughts are in the comments below. And if you found this video at all useful, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't yet, please consider subscribing and tapping the bell to get notified when I post new content. And that's going to do it for this one. So until the next one, please take care and be safe out there.